Johnson, younger, slightly taller, and has a 6-inch reach advantage. He's taken advantage of that in past fights. Just over half his victories coming by way of knockout. 5 of his 9. Well, we've had 2 quick fights tonight, both ending in the first round. We'll see what happens here with the welterweight, scheduled for 3.
Ready.
And Johnson in the camo, hoping to make a name for himself here in his WSOF debut. And Hartley at 3-2 with his biggest test yet.
One thing I'd like to see Johnson do is take advantage of that 6-inch reach advantage he has. Do that by firing long jabs, controlling that distance, and picking apart Hartley from a distance. When you've got that much reach advantage over your opponent, it becomes a lot easier to hit and not get hit. To land your punch and avoid the shorter punches of your opponent.
Johnson right now gets a poke from Hartley. Inadvertent as he was lunging in with the right. Takes a poke. Herb Dean comes over to take a look. Johnson appearing more frustrated than hurt at this moment.
And here we see the poke. Johnson came over the top with an overhand right. Hartley paws out with an open palm. And boom, 2 fingers right in the right eye of Wade Johnson. It's something that happens a lot in mixed martial arts, but it's so hard to avoid when you've got an open glove. I think it's just one of those things that's it's always going to be present, and we're just going to have to deal with it.
They touch him up and resume action. They're firing a kick. Hartley deflected by Johnson. Maybe surprisingly, Hartley, who has all 3 of his wins by way of submission, standing up in the early going here. And he goes in now, backs off there. He was going for the takedown, trying to get in closer. Johnson with his best strike, that kick just then.
I'd really like to see Johnson start doing just that. Letting his hands go, using his jab, taking advantage of the reach he has over his opponent.
It's about a 6-inch reach advantage, and right now, Hartley willing to stand toe-to-toe.
And you talked about the submissions of Hartley. We saw the shot he took. There was no setup with that shot. He just kind of changed level and blitzed forward. If he wants...
There's a nice right, and Johnson tagged Hartley with that. Hartley bouncing back up, swinging wildly, and it goes to the ground. Johnson has shaken up Hartley here in the first.
Hartley's got a body lock on Johnson right now. He doesn't have really a dominant position to go for a takedown, but if he can slide his arms down, he might be able to transition to a single leg, pull Johnson off of the cage, and then drive back for a double leg and secure that takedown.
One thing he's doing right now is regrouping as well after being hit by Johnson. Best punch of the night so far. Hartley buying some time, getting a second win, and certainly changing the tempo of this fight, which had been a stand-up affair at the start. Nice knee to the body by Hartley.
But this is when you're hurt, when you've been rocked, this is a great way to get your legs back under you, regain your composure, tie your opponent up, put him against the fence, and just let yourself kind of regroup and recover. And there's that single leg I was talking about. What he needs to do when he gets that single is pull it out like that, pull him off that fence, and then do just that, drive back into a double leg. Perfect job by Hartley.
Hartley getting the takedown. Now we'll see how he does on the ground. It's where he has all of his victories. And Johnson gets up quickly. Nice defense by Hartley, blocking that kick.
But quick kicks from Johnson. It was quick inside leg kick, and immediately he used that left leg again and brought it right upstairs.
That was a big swing and a miss as well. And it's been a nice recovery here for Justin Hartley in this round. And Johnson shoots in.
And you see Hartley trying to work a guillotine. Johnson doing a great job of scrambling back, making it back to his feet. Nice left hook, outside leg kick.
And a good shot again by Johnson. That grazed Hartley, and Johnson moving in. 15 seconds to go in round one.
And you see him trying to lock up the anaconda right now. He's got it. What he wants to do is walk his legs over, lock in his left leg over the top.
Time's running out here, and that is round one. Entertaining first round.
I'll tell you what, the 3-2 fighter, Justin Hartley, taking on the 9-1 Wade Johnson, gave Johnson all he could handle, even though he was dropped twice in that round.
From watching that round, you wouldn't guess who had what record.
No, absolutely not.
And Hartley surprising early on because his wins come by way of submission, all three so far, that he stood up a lot in that first part of the fight and actually went toe-to-toe with Johnson on a couple of occasions. But it's Johnson, 5 knockouts and 9 victories, and here he is.
And there we see it was a hook thrown, but it was the right hand that buckled Hartley. Hartley drops to the canvas. Johnson on top position, trying to rain down some punches. Outside leg kick. Here comes the hook right again, and the left hook to the button sends Hartley crashing to the canvas for the second time in the round.
Time out.
There you see the left eye. That was an inadvertent eye poke on Wade Johnson early in this fight.
We're gonna have to look at the eye.
And Herb Dean just said we're gonna have to take a look at that eye.
Yeah.
And not only the eye poke, but a punch or two as well in there. That's quite a mouse that's popped up. Now they're looking at the right eye.
The good thing about the placement of the hematoma is it's below the eye and not above the eye. When it's above the eye, it tends to grow over that eyeball and really restricts the vision. With under it, it blows up further and further below, so the vision is still intact.
It's like a cut. You don't want that cut right over the eyebrow with the blood coming downhill, basically. Herb Dean is satisfied, so too the doctor, and round 2 is underway. Johnson in the camo, Hartley in the black.
Nice outside leg kick by Hartley. You know what, the one thing I don't like about his outside leg kicks, or even Johnson's outside leg kicks, and this is a pet peeve of our good friend Boss Rutan, is there's no setup for the kick. They're just throwing one kick with nothing before it. And when you kick without setting it up with a punch, it's very easy to be countered.
As he says always, boss, no single legs.
No single legs.
Follow up, have some kind of game plan beyond that. And a couple of little pats there of a jab from Johnson as he measures off literally right now, trying to take advantage of that 6-inch reach edge that he has. And there's Hartley getting in close once again, taking it right to it.
Keep those fingers in.
Johnson missed with that. They tie up along the fence. Couple little rabbit punches from Hartley in close.
Hartley needs to start securing that underhook. You see him trapping that left arm of Johnson. He needs to work an underhook. He's tying up the head now, working for a guillotine. It's a high-risk, low-reward maneuver when you're against the cage, but he did a great job of utilizing that to reverse position.
Had a takedown back in the first round at Hartley. Bought himself some time after being knocked down by taking control, just like he's doing right now, still working hard.
And again, he's trying to transition from that single leg to the double leg, and he gets it.
So it pays off in another takedown for Justin Hartley. Hartley continues to work, and he's having to do a lot of work right now.
He's trying to set up a Darce choke right there. You see him working that right arm under. He's advancing on this choke. I don't know how tight it is. He looks like he might be in a good position. I can't see that. And there he goes. Now he's going for that anaconda. He needs to walk his legs around. You see Johnson doing a good job of pushing on the left lower leg of Hartley so Hartley can't walk around. But if Hartley can walk his way towards him and use his left leg to lock on to that right leg of Johnson, he'll be able to tighten that up and really secure that choke. From this position, it's hard to finish. It can be done, but it's extremely hard to finish. He needs to walk his body towards the right side of Johnson to really be effective with this choke.
And Johnson spins his way out of it.
And it looks like he might have secured
for the RNC himself. Can't get it under the chin enough, but he has the back of Hartley. And now he'll slip into an armbar. Didn't get that, but nice recovery by Wade Johnson. Got out of a submission attempt, tried 2 quick ones of his own, and now they stand back up. To the appreciation of the crowd. Under 30 to go in round 2. Lot of energy used by both fighters here. Majority of this round has been spent on the ground. Hartley with a submission attempt, Johnson with one solid one and another one as he was fighting his way out of that submission attempt of Hartley. And now they go back to the ground. Final seconds, round 2 is just about to go into the books. And we will go on now to the 3rd and final round. Here in Memphis, Tennessee, FedEx Forum, WSOF 27, Kenny Rice, Joey Varner. Glad that you're with us on the web. It's Wade Johnson in the camo, 9-1 record against Justin Hartley in the black, 3-2. It has been a close, competitive fight throughout. Hartley coming off a very good round. Johnson perhaps the first round. Either way, it comes down to this final round, these last 5 minutes to decide this one. Hartley did a lot of great work on the ground in that last round and has stood up more in this fight more than most people expected. And you can see that well under the left eye of Johnson, who's looking more like a goose egg at this time.
And one thing to notice, Johnson's back to fighting orthodox, but he spent the first minute and a half of this round fighting southpaw.
That woke up Hartley. And Hartley once again goes on the defense by trying to get to the ground. Johnson wants this back up.
Hartley has had success from this position all night long, and what he does is he grabs a hold of the single leg. You see him doing it there. He pulls the single leg out, takes a couple steps back, and drives back into the double leg. He wasn't able to secure it there. I think he needs a little more space, but now you see he secured the hands.
And there he gets it again.
Got the takedown.
He has done that in every round, and especially back in the first round when he got in trouble taking a big punch early on from Johnson, much like the start of this round, Joey, and he got it right back to the ground. Great defensive work by Justin Hartley, turning it around now and being the aggressor.
In the first 2 minutes of this last third round, how have the tides turned? You see early on, Johnson opens up as a southpaw, switches to orthodox, lands a straight right that floors Hartley. Hartley secures a double leg takedown, and now he's got Johnson in danger, ranging down some elbows from top position, doing some nasty ground and pound.
Try to use the cage, Justin. Let's pull his hips back a little. Elbow, Justin, elbow!
Hartley controlled 75% of the action in the last round. He is trying to do the same here. And now works on the back of Johnson.
He's got one hook in. He's not in a good position to secure that second hook. You see him looking maybe with that right arm to dig into the chin, but you got to remember one of the golden rules of submissions. Position before submission. You got to secure that position before you can go for the submission.
And Wade Johnson is back on his feet. Now, can he take advantage with that reach that he has? Unleashing now on Hartley. Good combinations by Johnson. Maybe he's feeling that it will be a little iffy to go to the judges and wants to put it away.
And I'll tell you what, Kenny, that's the attitude every fighter should have in these situations. And the same thing, he pins him against the cage, locks his hands, drives in and secures that double leg takedown. And now the hard part for a judge is, well, how do you score this? When Johnson's on his feet, he's swinging big bombs, he's connecting, he's landing, he's doing damage, but then 30 seconds later, Hartley secures a takedown, controls top position, places the fight where he wants it, controls the action, and lands some ground and pound. This round especially is going to be a tough round for the judges to call.
And it's almost like clockwork, certainly in the first round and the second round and this round. That is the way it's been going for Hartley, who has had 4 big takedowns and has controlled the majority of this clock on the ground in 3 rounds.
I really think with less than a minute to go for Hartley to steal this round, though, he's got to start doing some significant damage from that top position. He can't just be in top and ride it out. When they're on their feet, Johnson is doing damages with the punches. Hartley's controlling position, but he's not doing as much damage as he takes the back of Johnson.
As our friends who have downloaded their apps will realize when they're criticized by their friends, it gets tough in these situations. Do you lean to the wrestler who has the great takedown, has controlled the ground, tried for submissions, or the big puncher of Johnson, who has landed some good, solid shots in this one? We'll know soon. Final seconds, this one's going to go to the judges.
Big right hand, big
right
left
by
hand.
Hartley, and Hartley delivering one of his best punches at the end, trying for a punctuation in case they had not noticed how good he was on the ground. How do you think it went?
You know what? This is a tough fight to score.
And there you look at Wade Johnson, got an inadvertent poke in the eye, but did take a couple of punches, harder punches than maybe he thought Justin Hartley was capable of throwing. Well, we turn to you, those watching us and using the Ringside app, and here's the way some are scoring it. I know Joey Varner, he has Hartley winning.
I got Hartley winning, absolutely. I thought I gave the first round to Johnson. He dropped Hartley twice. That second round, Hartley rallied. He was able to secure multiple takedowns. He controlled the top position. The third round was back and forth. Johnson hurt Hartley a couple times, but in the last few minutes of that round, Hartley was able to secure the takedown, dominate top position and take his back in the end. And as they rose from the last exchange, he landed 3 solid shots to the face of Johnson, almost punctuating the round.
And thanks to all you watching for also getting on your app and voting on this one. There's Wade Johnson, 9-1 coming in here, the 25-year-old from Bradford, Arkansas. At 19, he had won a tough man contest, and certainly there were a couple of tough men in there swinging away, working hard on the ground in this fight. Justin Hartley from Nashville, his day job, an electrician. He has been training at Nashville MMA Academy, and he knew this was his moment, his biggest one so far, and he's made the most of it. It's a tough call down to the judges as they continue to wait on that verdict. Hartley has never won by decision. Johnson has won twice by decision. Well, the judges have now reached the verdict, and here is Jazz to read it.
Give these fighters a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. After 3 rounds of professional fighting, we will go to the judges' scorecards. They have given us a split decision. Judge Jeff Mullen scores at 29-28 Johnson. Judge Daniel Simmons scores at 29-28 Hartley. And Judge Kevin Haynes scores at 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Wade